So week 3 of fantasy football is here, and you're on YouTube looking for something to watch. And then you come across this video because you see the word tight end in it, and you didn't realize it was the football kind. What is going on, everybody? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there. Talking some tight ends now. Tight ends, the football kind, is what we're going to be hitting on. Trying to get those lineups set here for week 3. Before I get into the list, make sure you guys go over to the RotoBaller channel, hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell. The live shows on Sunday afternoons, Sunday mornings there have been absolutely insane. Tons of interaction, getting those lineup sets, last late minute weather updates, injury updates. We got you all covered. Make sure you check that out after this show. But for now, we're going to go through each game by game, break down the tight ends, and see who we can trust here for week 3. Starting off with a Thursday night game, talking about the Jets at the Browns. And let's be realistic. Unless you're a Jets fan, you have no idea who the tight end is for the New York Jets. And if you do, you Googled it and lied about it. So no need to even talk about that guy. They're not starting. David Njoku for the Cleveland Browns is somebody who we do know about there in Cleveland. And we expect him to get an uptick in targets now that Josh Gordon is no longer in town. Thursday night games can get a little ugly. I do expect a decent game from David Njoku. I know that they have to get him involved in order to open up the field more. And I'm going to start David Njoku as a possible boom play here for week 3. Starting off the Sunday games, talking about the Saints at the Falcons. So you have Ben Watson and Austin Hooper. Now, Austin Hooper had a decent game last week, but Austin Hooper has decent games and then disappears altogether. Ben Watson's solid, but he's old, and he's not always utilized in that offense. It looks like almost every other target goes Michael Thomas's way, which is great because Michael Thomas is elite, but it's really not helping Ben Watson. And with the inconsistencies of Austin Hooper, I'm going to sit both of these guys this week, and I'm not touching either one. Packers at Redskins is next, so you have Jimmy Graham and Jordan Reed. Jimmy Graham finally did something last week with Aaron Rodgers, and let's hope they can build off of it. It isn't proven to be consistent yet by any means, but if you have Jimmy Graham, you're starting him this week in hopes that him and Rodgers can continue to build that chemistry and hopefully get some more red zone looks. Jordan Reed is next for the Washington Redskins, and he's another one of those tight ends. As long as he's healthy, he's going to start for your fantasy football team. He has that type of upside. Wait a second. I haven't checked today if he's injured or not. Hang on. Okay, he's good. Yeah, you can start Jordan Reed. Colts at Eagles is next, so you have the duo of Jack Doyle and Eric Ebron for the Colts and Zach Ertz for the Eagles. Now the Colts, situation is going to be a toss-up week to week. I mean, we could sit here and make guesses of who it's going to be. We just don't know. They're splitting the work between the two of them. It seems like Doyle's getting more of the yardage and Ebron's getting the touchdowns. If you're chasing touchdowns and you're just trying to catch lightning in a bottle, I go Eric Ebron. But if you want a little bit of a safer play, right now, it looks like Jack Doyle is your choice. Zach Ertz, on the other hand, is now leaning towards that must start every single week. Listen, Nick Foles didn't really look his way a whole lot, but this is Carson Wentz's guy. Carson Wentz turned this guy into like borderline the best tight end in football last year, and then he went and got hurt, and it kind of hurt Ertz's value. Hurt Ertz's. That's fun to say. But you know what? Zach Ertz is now going to start trending back towards the top of this tight end list. He's somebody that you don't have to worry about anymore. As long as Carson Wentz is healthy, I'm starting Zach Ertz. Back to the Bills and the Vikings, and the trend continues. If you have somebody that plays for the Bills, just cut him. You don't need him. Put him on waivers. Charles Clay, no thank you. Passing. Kyle Rudolph, somebody who started to get a few more targets last week from Kirk Cousins, which is great to see. Hopefully they can start building off of that. And I'm going to start Kyle Rudolph. I expect a few red zone opportunities this week for the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm hoping they go Rudolph's way. On to the Raiders and the Dolphins, so you have Jared Cook and A.J. Derby. Yeah, you're not starting A.J. Derby, that's for sure. But Jared Cook has turned into a solid tight end option that you can trust from week to week. He does have that boom or bust potential, but he has a pretty safe floor. I'm fine with starting Jared Cook against the Miami Dolphins this week. He looks to be one of Derek Carr's favorite targets, and I'm all about the volume there. Let's rapid fire a couple of them here. We got the Broncos at the Ravens. Listen, you're not starting Jake Butt, and you're not starting any of the options in Baltimore. There's just too many to choose from there in Baltimore, and who knows which one it's going to be on a week-to-week basis. I'm not touching anybody here in the Broncos-Ravens game. Bengals and Panthers is another one we can pretty much rapid fire. I don't trust Eifert to not get hurt, even during warm-ups. The dude is going to get hurt at some point. I'm not trusting him in my starting lineup. Ian Thomas is not that big of an option for the Carolina Panthers, and I'm sitting him also. Giants and Texans are next, so you have Evan Ingram and, Exactly. Whoever the Texans have. Nobody that you want to start there on your fantasy football team. And Evan Ingram, who I love, who has great upside, is just struggling to get the ball from Eli Manning, probably because Eli looks like he's terrified every single snap. I'm going to sit Evan Ingram until they can figure out the offense there in New York. It's just not fun to watch right this second. Titans and Jags are next, and yeah, I'm sitting whoever they want to put at tight end for the Tennessee Titans. We thought it was going to be Jonnu Smith, turned out to be Luke Stalker. Whatever it is, it's not going to be productive under Blaine Gabbert's offense. Yeah, I'm passing on anybody in Tennessee playing tight end. ASJ is somebody I'm fine with starting for Jacksonville. He's somebody that Bortles and him have started to gain some chemistry, and he's looking for him in the red zone. He's a very, very low-end tight end one this week, but I would start him if need be. Now to a game where I would start actually both tight ends. You got the San Francisco 49ers and Kansas City Chiefs. George Kittle and Travis Kelce are both, must starts for me this week. This could be a huge offensive scoring game. We already know George Kittle is a decent part of that offense, and Travis Kelce can go out there and get you multiple touchdowns on any given week. I am fine with starting both Kittle or Kelce. On to the double homer there in LA, so you got Antonio Gates and Tyler Higbee. Lord, I hope you do not have to rely on starting Antonio Gates or Tyler Higbee, because if you do, you're in trouble. I'm sitting both of these guys this week. On to that offensive struggle of the Dallas Cowboys at Seattle Seahawks. So you have Jeff Swaim and Will Dissly, who's still kind of making a name for himself. I will actually start Will Dissly in this contest. I mean, the guy has proven people wrong. He seems to be one of Russell Wilson's top targets. He's getting the red zone looks. He's got the touchdown upside. I'll start Will Dissly this week, but I ain't touching anybody from the Cowboys. Bears at Cardinals are next, so you have Trey Burton, who finally got on track there in week 2 and is building chemistry with Mitch Trubisky. He's going to remain a start, obviously. The defense in Arizona is absolutely horrible, and if Trey Burton and Mitch Trubisky can get on the same page, the touchdown upside for Trey Burton could be absolutely huge from week to week. He's a definite start for me. RSJ, Ricky Seals-Jones for the Cardinals. No thank you. I'm passing. That offense is horrible. There's way better options out there. Patriots at Lions are next, and I told you I love the offense in this game. There could be a lot of points scored and a lot of balls through the air. I'm definitely starting Gronk no matter what. Don't have to sell you on that one. But Detroit, whoever their tight end is, we are not interested. All those balls are going to Jones, Golladay, and Tate. The Monday night game, Steelers at Bucks. We've been talking about this one here all week long, and we expect a lot of offense and points in this game also. The problem is we have multiple guys on both sides that we don't really know who to trust. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, you have Vance McDonald and Jesse James. Right now, it looks like Jesse James is the leader in the clubhouse there as far as targets and look from Big Ben, and seems to be a little bit more of the bigger play type tight end. I'm okay, though, with starting either one of them this week if you're in a pinch at the tight end position. I know there's not a whole lot of starts out there. If you're looking for offense with upside, Vance McDonald and Jesse James are not a bad choice. For the Bucks, you got O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate. Now, Cameron Brate hasn't been utilized very much, and O.J. Howard is really hit or miss. But O.J. Howard is going to be my sleeper for the week. I can see a big day from him against the Pittsburgh team that just can't stop the pass. They just gave up a huge day to Travis Kelce. O.J. Howard seems to have overtaken Cameron Brate slightly, especially since Winston isn't the quarterback. Brate was Winston's guy. O.J. Howard seems to be a little bit more Fitzmagics. Give me O.J. Howard there, and I'm sitting Brate. All right, so that was a breakdown of all the games here this week from the tight end position. I know there was a lot of sits. There's not a whole lot of guys with great matchups out there this week. But if I didn't cover anybody in depth like you wanted to, ask down below. We'll try to help each other out. I will try to answer as many questions and comments as possible. Really appreciate the support. You guys are helping this channel grow like crazy. We're making a push towards 20K. Who's with me? Make sure you guys are liking, commenting, subscribing. We'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.